Hi guys, today I'm going to make a harness hook or trace hook. It's for holding the trace onto the cart. Start with this bit of 1/2 inch round, rough old bit I found lying about, but it's long enough for me to hold on to without the use of tongs. We're going to start off tapering it down by leaving about 3/8 of an inch over the edge of the rounded part of the anvil and tapering it down behind it. We don't need to taper it too much. It's quite subtle, so you know we don't need to go mental. So we're going to get that warm and give it a go. Right, 3/8 over the edge. And like always, keeping it square to start with. Turn it round each side. You don't have to go right the way around, you can go backwards and forwards like that, one side and the other. There you go, you get the idea. We're just leaving a lump on the end. Do a bit more while it's still hot, and that's what we're trying to achieve. And get that hot again. We're going to start on the corners now, so because this is about as drawn down as I need it, so we can now start turning it into round. And it doesn't matter really if you happen to hit the bit that's hanging over the edge, because we will be flattening that anyway and giving it a bit of a beating, so you want to try not to, obviously, but you know, if you catch it, it doesn't really matter. Try and keep it straight though. Tidy up the taper. It's the only time really you want to work metal when it's starting to go cold, to take all your hammer marks out. Other than that, don't do it cold. Right, that's the sort of thing we want. So now we're going to warm it up again and flatten out the end. And what I want to do is make this end into a diamond. Do it in several different ways. This is one. I want to keep it following the taper of the following the taper, so that it carries on. You can even do it up here if you like, this way around. You'll find your own methods, but these are just ideas. Keeping the taper. You see what we're trying to achieve, like a bit of a diamond on the end. Tidy up just at behind the neck. You see, by the time I've done this, you won't actually need to do a lot more to it. It's actually coming up quite nicely just with a few hammer blows. There won't be much in the way of filing or rasping or anything. And so this is just a quick demonstration. This isn't anything flash. So now we're going to cut it off about here. It's about, I don't know, 8 inches long. And then we're going to flatten it out and put some holes in. And we'll cut it off. So I think it's about 8 to 9 inches, something like that. And good old bolt tongs, perfect for this job. So you can hold your material comfortably. Alright, so we're just going to flatten out about 3 inches or so. Don't want it too thin, because obviously that's going to make a weak point where the holes are going to go, and obviously here at the neck where I'm setting it down. So I just want it a little bit thinner and wider, so that where it goes onto the cart it sits nice and flush and flat. Try and keep it straight. There you go. Just about, not quite half as thick. What I'm going to do is punch it with this. It's an old Allen key that's been straightened out and tapered. Put a hole in here, one down here, for fixing to the machine. And I'm doing it before I bend it, otherwise I might not be able to actually do it. You'll see why when I punch it. Now I'm just doing this by eye. You know, normally you'd put a little mark, and you can see already it's gone off centre. That's basically just because I'm just doing this quickly to show you. And you can probably just see, you might just see there's a black mark at the back there, just there, and that's where the punch has got to go. That's the other end of the hole. You just knock out the piece through your hardy hole, and you got a nice neat little hole. And it's bulged out the material, so it's kept the strength. If you just drilled a hole through there, you lose a little bit of strength. And it's traditional, it's nice. So it's not quite in the middle, but this is just a demo. We're going to do another one now. One further up. Again, just putting it wherever I fancy. You can see there better on that one, there's a black dot. What I hadn't noticed, which you can probably see, is that the end of the punch is bent quite substantially, which I hadn't noticed when I was doing it, and this was the consequence. The little nibble hasn't popped out, but it is actually sheared. You can see quite nicely there that it is actually sheared, so it just needs another punch out, and that'll drop out. This is where I spot my punch has been bent, so tidy it up. It's actually quite hot still, so it's not going to snap or break. Just punch it out. It's knocked out the nibble. Straighten her up again. There you go, two nice fixing holes for a couple of nice little coach bolts or coach screws or something, whatever. Now we're going to bend the front, and you'll see that once this is done, I'm going to cool out the very end because I'm going to hit it on there and I don't want to damage it. So just cool out the end. Now back to ordinary tongs here, and they're not actually fitting very well, so I'm struggling a bit. You can see how much more difficult it makes it if you haven't got tongs that fit properly. You're all over the place. You can see there that's bent where I've set that down, which is what I was saying earlier. It's the weak spot now, so keep it straight. That'll be alright once it's cooled down and it's fixed, but obviously it's going to be more of a weak point. Get this hot again, pull it around a bit more, and as it turns out I probably would have just been able to get those holes in, but it would have been difficult with this bit bent over, which is why I did it first. So you've got to sort of think ahead sometimes to actually make your life easier. Still struggling with these tongs, trying to keep it straight. We're nearly there. And that's roughly what we were trying to achieve. Now the last little bit is this very diamond. I'm going to warm up and try and bend around to 90 degrees. It's sort of a tradition around here. I don't know if it's traditionally this area or whether all harness hooks are like it, or whether it's, as I say, this area. I don't know. Someone might be able to tell me, but this is the style that is common around here. I've seen dozens and dozens of these like this. A quick brush up with my toothless brush. These are the sort of things that old-fashioned blacksmiths would have probably had lots of kicking about, so that they could repair a cart very quickly. And that's the sort of thing we've achieved. Like I say, it's a very quick demo, and normally I would have done these in a pair. It's easier to do pairs whilst one's in the fire heating up, you're working on the other, and it keeps them the same. Anyway, it's a quick demo, gives you an idea. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.